Good morning. I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy. I'm going to show y'all how to make a Google form into a quiz. What you're going to want to do is make sure you have your worksheet or questions already made, and this will go much easier or much more smoothly. Um, and then you're going to want to go to your Google Drive and go to the folder that you tend to work out of or your team folder where you would want to access the lesson materials for the quiz that you're creating. So I'm going to go to my Drive. I'm going to go to whatever folder I want to go to work out of. So if I'm doing something maybe with my Algebra 2 team, I'm just going to go click on my Algebra 2 folder and go to wherever I'm supposed to go. All right, so now once I'm in here, I'm going to press New and go to More and then press Google Forms. So Google Form is typically how you send out like survey questions, but if you press on the settings button right here, you can change it to a quiz, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go to Quizzes, and then you just toggle this switch right here. For the locked mode, that's great if you have students working on it in class and you don't want them to go back and forth. Release grade, I like to release it immediately after submission, but you can release it later. Respondents can see, so after they submit, I like them to see their missed questions and their point values. I don't necessarily want them to see their correct answers, but again, that's up to you. Presentation is like you can show the progress bar. You can shuffle the question order. Again, that's great if students are working on an assignment in class. And then general, for right now, I'm going to limit it to one response, but it doesn't, like, that's totally up to you. And then again, you can decide if you want them to edit after they submit, all those kinds of things. And you're going to save the settings. And so notice now you have this like total points counter up there. So I'm going to just title this quiz, Quiz 1 Radical Functions. So I'm titling that in my form, and then if I click up here, it'll automatically title it to match the quiz. You can change this to whatever you want. And then you're going to need to have a section for just collecting student data. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to grade them. So you're going to always want to ask for the student first name. And it automatically changed that to a short answer, which is probably what you'd want, and just press required. I'm going to duplicate that. And instead of first name, I'm going to change it to last name. And now I'm going to add a spot for the teacher. So if you're sharing this with a team, you can all send the same form. So you'll put teacher here. I would change that to a drop-down option and then just put your teacher name. So teacher 1, teacher 2, whatever your teachers' names are, just put them all there. And you're probably going to want to make that required. And then I'm going to duplicate that because the other thing you're going to need a drop down for is the class period. And that'll make more sense when I show y'all how to use the response sheets. So class period, and then here you'll just like actually want to type in like 1A, 2A, however you have your bell schedule. All right, so those are the nuts and bolts. And now you're actually going to want to put your content in there. So this equal sign right here will create a section. You don't have to create sections. I just think it's cleaner. So I'm going to add a section. And so now this section is actually going to be radical functions or radical operations, whatever you want to call it. And now I'm going to put content. So this plus sign means to add a question. So I do think it's easier to just use images rather than actually typing in questions on a PC. It's not as easy. But you're going to want to choose, what type of question it is. This is a multiple choice question that I'm going to use. And so I'm just going to type in 1 and then view the image and select the best answer. And then I can go ahead and type in my A, B, C, D. But now, how to get the question in there. So if you click on this image icon, you've got all these ways to insert an image. Now on a PC, the easiest thing to do, I think, y'all may have some better ideas, those of y'all that are experienced with this, is to go ahead and create images out of your question file, and then you're going to upload them here. So we don't have anything to upload yet because we haven't created an image. So I'm going to close that out for right now. And I'm going to go to my question document that I've already pulled up. So here's a question that I want to use. So on PC, you have a snipping tool. If you've never used the snipping tool, you just go to your search bar, type in snip, and choose it. And so this should pop up, and I'm going to choose new. And you get this, rectangular cross section, and you're just going to snip your entire question. Okay, and that's going to save it for you. And you can mark it up if you want. I'm not going to. I'm going to save the snip. And so I noticed that it's going to my PC and to my downloads folder. So I'm just going to type capture 1. Or actually, maybe I'll save it to radicals 1. Okay, so now I have that image saved. And then what I'm going to do is go back to my Google form, click on that image button, and now I'm going to browse. And I'm going to go to my downloads. And that was radicals 1 is how I saved it. I'm going to press open. And it's going to upload it. So now I've got that image in there. Okay, so that's how you're going to do a multiple choice question, or well, that's how you're going to make a question. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do the answer key for that. So you're going to press this answer key button right here. I would go ahead and require this first, actually, require, and press answer key. So first you'll have to assign the number of points. I'm going to make those 10 points because I'm assuming I'm going to make a 10 question quiz. And my answer, I'm just going to say is A. So I've now chosen the correct answer, and you also see that I have this add answer feedback. So for incorrect answers, I can give them a hint, like make sure you factor the radicand. I'm not really sure. You can also put a link or a video that students can watch if they get something incorrect. You can even just go straight to YouTube and type in like factoring. I would definitely recommend viewing any videos that you put for students, but for time's sake, well, assuming you've already done that. Cool, factoring trinomials, that's a 12-minute video, that's a lot, but you can look through and just assign whatever you want. And so they can watch that video, and then for correct answers, great, can you do it again? Or whatever, and press save. You do not have to add the answer feedback. It's a good idea during like guided practice or something. All right, so that's how you have a multiple choice question and the answers. Now let's assume you have a free response question. So you'll just press this plus button right here. So now this is my question 2. So I'm going to, again, say view the image and type the correct answer. And so I'm going to change this now to a short answer question. I'm going to require it. Then I've got to do the same thing. So I have to go get my image. I'm going to go back to my document. And here's my short answer question. So again, we're going to go to our snipping tool. I'm going to press new. And now I'm going to snip. We've got to save that image. I'm going to call this Radicals 2. And then we can upload that image. There's my Radicals 2, open. Okay, so now I need to type in my correct answer. So I'm going to press answer key. I'm going to make this a 10-point question. And so here I'm going to add a correct answer. So you type in a correct answer. So let's say the correct answer is negative 3.9. Okay, if I think that there's like, I'm going to accept answers, you know, maybe I'll also take negative 3.85. Like if I know there's a series of answers that I might accept, then I can put all of those in there. And I'm going to mark all other answers incorrect. And so now I can press done, or again, I can press add answer feedback, and I can put some feedback in there for students. So I would keep going in that fashion, and before you send it out, up here it keeps like the total points count for you, so you know like what you're doing your points out of. And then if you want to see what it's going to look like for students, you press the preview button. And so this is what students are going to have to, this is what they're going to see, right? They're going to have to type in their first name. They're going to have to type in their last name. They're going to have to choose their teacher and their class period. And then they'll press next. And then here they actually have the questions. So we'll choose our answers. And this is a great way for you to check your answer key as well. And press submit. And so students will actually see the screen. Your response has been recorded, view score. And so I see as a student that I got 10 out of 20. And I can see which questions I got incorrect. And I can see my feedback that I put in there. And then you just X out of that preview screen. And once you're ready to send it to students, you just press send. And you can take that link and put it into Google Classroom. I will show y'all how to use that with your students in another video, like how to actually access the grades. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, guys. I don't know how to stop the recording. Wow, no idea. Oh, there it is.